Hi, my name is Wieteke Koolhof from Design for Awareness.
And I'm David from Achter de Samenleving.
And I am an ET channeler and really into multidimensionality.
And I'm also very much into multidimensionality and learning about star families and etc.
Yes, and well, we're friends with the same interest and we thought to make some videos about it. And in this video we want to focus on how extraterrestrial beings can assist you, if you are interested in it, if you resonate with it, in your own spiritual path, and how discrimination, or star discrimination, cannot possibly be a part of that.
We shouldn't do it. Yeah.
Not really, well, it can, but
it's not a good thing.
it's not a good thing.
No. If we don't hate on aliens, people, and don't discriminate different star people that are around there. I think we can probably go into a couple of extraterrestrial races that are kind of connected and that people also know that have an interest in this.
Or that are often mentioned.
Exactly, and some of them might be what we call very loving and very knowledgeable and assisting us that way.
Yeah.
And other beings might be assisting us by reflecting certain things that we might consider negative.
Yes.
But how that actually says something about us and what we can transform still, and how that can be just as much service as these other beings.
Yes. So, to name a popular one, maybe we should start with the Pleiades?
Yeah, I think a lot of people know the Pleiades.
Yes, so my guide, Arjun, he is actually Yael, but he works a lot together with the Pleiades. And there's a lot of Pleiadian energy there. And so what I understand, the Pleiades are feel very connected to the human race, and this has been for a very, very long time, like far in our history that this story began, this interaction between us and them. They are partially our parents, in a sense, because a part of our DNA is Pleiadian for many people, and so they look upon us as their children, a little bit, you could say, but without being belittling.
Yeah, they see us as family.
Yes, just like equal family members, and there's so much love, and for me to have felt their energy so much, it's actually hard to translate and to put that into words. But they really
I don't know if it's comparable, but imagine that you suddenly discover that you have a brother living on a totally different continent.
Yeah.
And you suddenly learn about this, and wouldn't you be like totally curious, like how are they doing, and how can I contact them?
Yeah, what would they be like? What would they look like? And yeah, and if you also hear that they're maybe not so happy, maybe you will instantly think, what can I do to make their lives easier, or how can I assist them to more self-empowerment, or whatever feels like a way for you that feels like assisting for another. And that's very much the place they're coming from, as I understand it, and they're just very respectfully and politely and gently and loving, giving us little hints as to how we can more tune into ourselves and listen to our hearts and raise our frequency, so that the entire planet can raise with it.
And then, because that's I guess how you get to the other country, if we raise our frequency, we suddenly start to get access to these multidimensional parts of ourselves. And this is something I didn't understand before, because I was just like the Star Trek, ET person, like, oh, we need to travel there with a ship. And the more I learned about it, I really learned that you can travel through frequency, like by adjusting your own frequency, you can suddenly contact these other entities, this star family, how you would say it.
Yeah.
And in that, like the Pleiadians is a very positive, is generally seen upon as very positive and very assisting and very loving. So it's like this gentle mother in a sense, or on an equal basis. But then there's also other races, and maybe the most vile extraterrestrial race out there is what we would call the Reptilians.
Yeah, or Draconians is basically another word that is being thrown in there a lot, another name that you may hear or have heard about.
Exactly, and they are generally considered, or often I work a lot in new media, so a lot of the conspiracy theories is about the Draconians, and even though there might be course of truth in it, I'm not sure myself, but even then what they actually do are reflecting certain belief systems, certain patterns we built within ourselves and that have crystallized in our society in a certain way, that we actually keep on co-creating.
Yeah.
And if there's something there that we really don't like, it's up to us to take back our responsibility and to create something else.
And that's basically what they are reminding us of. So if you would look at it from a broader perspective, we are being given many options to rediscover who we really are. And one of the teachers is maybe a bit of a harsh teacher, and you could call that the reptilian group. And then there is the more kind, gentle, loving teacher who call themselves the Pleiadians. And that actually really helps put everything in line and to look at it from a different point of view, because as long, in my opinion, as long as we keep putting borders and fences between everything, and this is a box for that and this is a box for that, we are just recreating and continuing the divisional thinking that has brought us into trouble here to begin with. I mean, we wanted to experience that and I'm grateful for it, but it's not very beneficial anymore, as many of us all feel that we are basically done with that chapter, and it's our natural evolution to grow beyond that.
Exactly. And I also think, like, even within, because now we did a bit of racism maybe ourselves by saying that all reptilians do this.
Yes.
And that is of course also like not really true. There's
well,
also
we're more saying this is how it generally is being brought to the public, because we think there are many super cute reptilians out there, and this is news for many people, since this blokjes denken,
like thinking in boxes.
is really this has become such a thing. We've been so trained into that now even within this new paradigm that is still kind of the traces of the old paradigm are still being brought along by some people, and it's beautiful that we're opening up to all of these interstellar connections, and I love it, and I'm really in awe with the steps that we're taking right now. But yeah, this is one of those traces.
Definitely, and I also see it much more like you should look at individuals, like what does an individual do despite what race they're from, whether it's Pleiadian or reptilian or a human.
Yes.
Like, what does the individual do? And I generally use like what Mark Passio calls natural law, like does a being respect the free will and the freedom of another being and let them do their own thing, or does a being try to dominate another being to kind of gain from it, use force and violence or manipulation and tricks? And you could say that is wrong, and in my opinion it is in a sense wrong, but even that is always a co-creation. It teaches us about getting out of our victim role and setting our own boundaries and saying stop, and taking responsibility and building your own structures. But then even within humanity there are still people that show this behavior of trying to dominate others instead of respecting others, and maybe there are a couple, I doubt it, but there might be a couple of Pleiadians left, that still need to work with this as well.
Oh, they definitely had a past wherein they had to overcome all kinds of stuff, which is one of the reasons why they can feel into our stuff so much, because they do understand what divisional thinking, what that means, and they have lived the pain part of that themselves.
Exactly.
So yes, they can very much, and that actually has biggened their love capacity. And this is exactly what we are being asked to do right now, right here as well. To see for other people that we are capable to love each other, to look beyond the facade of the need to feel the need to
force.
Kind
of box it in. To try to dominate others, like with force
and I'm always reconnecting that to people actually when I'm speaking about extraterrestrial beings, because they're no different. You can always click back into your heart and decide from there, because it doesn't matter. Just see how it feels. This is like the one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on that sense, there's like, to give a positive word, I think there's also a lot of reptilian beings that have learned these lessons now and that have become so kind and so respectful of other people and wise in that sense. And I know that Rob Gautier is channeling Threat, which is a very positive and fun reptilian. So so if you're not familiar with that yet, go totally check out his YouTube channel. He does some beautiful work with Threat. And that alone opens up borders and thinking in little boxes. Exactly. And once you understand this, that it's not, it's not like how a being looks, but what they do in a sense. And that even if they behave what we would consider negatively, that's still a lesson for them and also for you to learn. And so in a sense it's still of service, but once you understand that you should look at an individual basis, then really this whole idea of extraterrestrial racism just doesn't make any sense to me.
If you get to that point in your own life where you can look at human beings, at humanity with that compassion, then you can hug the entire universe, and you will see that whatever comes on your path is there to, in a sense, bring you a gift. And it's up to you whether you want to take it or not. You're always free to decide. Free will is over anything. And it's the same with the ETs. So on your path of raising your frequency, racism or star racism, it's basically the same thing, and we are being asked as a human race to really, basically
outgrow it
and embrace everything that is within us, and the entire universe is within us. So beyond this planet, even, it's all you, it's all us, and there are no borders. Now the sky is not even the limit anymore.
Awesome.
So
thank you very much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to know more about Douwe or me, then check out the links below. And we hope to see you in more future videos.
Bye bye.
Ciao.